Hello, children. Welcome back to the class. I hope you have a very nice Independence Day and you have celebrated in a very auspicious manner. So, chalo, we begin with the class, and today we'll start with Act-1, Scene-3. In this scene, we will see, scene में हम देखेंगे some superstitious or supernatural activities को होते हुए. The scene begins in a street of Rome. Thunder and lightning is taking place. जहाँ पे आपका lightnings हो रहे हैं, thunders का sounds आ रहा है, and we will see that how some strange things or how some strange scenes are occurring in that street. So here begins with the scene. Rome, a street, thunder and lightning. Enter from opposite sides Casca with his sword drawn and Cicero. So in the beginning of the scene, हम किसको देख रहे हैं? Casca, that saucy fellow जिसको हम पिछले scene में देख चुके हैं. And he is moving around with a sword in his hand, an open sword. और कौन है? उसके साथ Cicero है, another person or another senator. Now Cicero, good evening, Casca. Brought you Caesar home? Where are you breathless? Why stare you so? तो यहाँ पे सीन के शुरुआत में हम क्या देखते हैं? थंडर स्टॉर्म्स, लाइटनिंग आर ऑकरिंग एंड सम स्ट्रेंज थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग इन द स्ट्रीट ऑफ रोम. तो यहाँ पे इस स्ट्रीट ऑफ रोम के जो ऑकरेंस है, जो सीन्स है, उसको देख के हमको पता चलेगा कि हाउ द पीपल ऑफ रोम वे सुपरस्टिशियस. दे हैड सुपरस्टिशियस बिलीफ. ये जो विलियम शेक्सपियर का ये जो जूलियस सीजर या मैकबेथ जो भी लिखा गया था उस टाइम पे, इस टाइम पे लोग बहुत सुपरस्टिशियस थे. द एरा ऑफ क्वीन एलिजाबेथ वन, उस टाइम पे पीपल यूज टू बिलीव इन विचेस. जनरली वुमेन्स को विचेस कहा जाता था, डाउट किया जाता था, एंड दे वर बीइंग सीवियरली पनिश्ड. उसके साथ साथ कुछ बिलीव्स थे, दोज आर वेरी मच सुपरस्टिशियस. सुपरस्टिशियस तो कुछ बिलीव्स तो हम लोग भी करते हैं, लाइक इफ अ कैट क्रॉसेस द रोड, और इफ somebody sneezes while you are going out, if somebody sneezes, then कुछ चीज़ को हम लोग मानते हैं कि भाई रुक जाओ, वी विल वेट फॉर दैट. इफ द कैट क्रॉसेस द रोड, वी सेज दैट रुक जाओ थोड़ी देर के लिए, जस्ट स्टॉप. तो इस तरह का सुपरस्टिशियस उस टाइम पे भी था इन एलिजाबेथन एरा. तो यहाँ पे हम लोग कुछ उस टाइप के सीन्स यहाँ रीड करेंगे. तो फर्स्ट सिजारो आस्क्स कि गुड इवनिंग कैस्का, डिड यू अकम्पनी सीजर होम? क्या तुम सीजर के साथ उसके घर गए थे? और तो वाई यू आर लुकिंग सो स्केयर्ड, वाई यू लुकिंग सो स्ट्रेंज, आपका लुक इतना स्केरी क्यों है? कैस्का, are not you moved when all the sway of earth shakes like a thing unfirm? O Cicero, I have seen tempest when the scolding winds have rived the knotty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam. क्या कहते हैं? Are you not frightened? तो बोले कि जब तुम लॉज ऑफ नेचर में, अगर क्या है, नेचर के लॉज को हम लोग कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते. फ्लड होते हैं, थंडर्स होते हैं, लाइटनिंग्स होते हैं, ड्राउट्स होते हैं. सो दीज आर ऑल द लॉज ऑफ नेचर. तो लॉज ऑफ नेचर क्या कहते हैं? इट एम्पावर्स द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग. हम लोग उनके सामने कुछ भी नहीं है. तो यहाँ पे कैस्का बोलते हैं, यू आर नॉट स्केयर्ड ऑफ दिस लॉज ऑफ नेचर दैट इज ऑकरिंग टुडे एट नाइट, दैट्स ऑकरिंग टुडे, and it's going to disturb the earth. लग रहा है कि earth is shaking. It's like something unsteady, something very awful is going to happen. Because he has told that he has seen tempest. उसने काफ़ी, he has seen lot of tempest, he has seen lot of storms. When the scolding winds have raved the knotty oaks. जो oak tree है, they have shaken those tall oak trees. You have seen a lot of terrible storms. And tough oak trees to be torn apart. They have seen the trees, shaking trees. They have seen that how trees have torn apart. जैसे दो टुकड़े में, वो लोग कैसे दो टुकड़ों में जैसे बढ़ जाते हैं. The ambitious oceans swell and rage and foam. I have seen the oceans to swell, waves rising high, sound of the ocean being so threatening, so scary. But never till tonight, to be exalted with the threatening clouds, but never till tonight, never till now, did I go through the tempest dropping fire. मैंने तो बहुत सारे, I have seen a lot of trembling, terrible storms, raging seas, but not like today's night. So what's so special about this night? What's so unnatural about this night? As if the fire is falling from the sky. Balls of fire are falling from the sky, from the heavens. Or else, either there is civil strife in heaven, or else the world, too saucy with the gods, incenses them to send destruction. That means I've seen that fires are falling from the heaven as if there's a war going between the gods. कि जैसे कि heaven में कोई लड़ाई चल रहा हो, there's a fight among the gods. Or one more reason was that they are trying to send some punishment, or send some wrong has been undergone here, कुछ गलत हुआ है, and God is trying to punish us. So this fires are falling from the sky. Cicero, why saw you anything more wonderful? कि तुमने कुछ देखा है कुछ ज़्यादा वंडरफुल, समथिंग मोर सस्पिशियस, मोर सुपरस्टिशियस लाइक? कैसका, अ कॉमन स्लेव यू नो हिम वेल बाई साइड. बोले एक कॉमन स्लेव, अ कॉमन मैन जिसको तुम भी जानते हो, आई ऑल्सो नो, यू ऑल्सो नो, हेल्ड अप हिज लेफ्ट हैंड विच डिड फ्लेम एंड बर्न like 20 torches joined, and yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. देखिए कॉमन मैन जिसको तुम भी जानते हो हम भी जानते हैं, उसका लेफ्ट हैंड वॉज हेल्डिंग हाई, उसका लेफ्ट हैंड ऐसे ऊपर में था, ही वॉज रेजिंग हिज हैंड एंड हिज हैंड वॉज इन फायर, उसका हाथ से आग निकल रहा था, इट वॉज बर्निंग एज इफ 20 टॉर्चेस वेर देयर, इतना रोशनी था ऐसे कि मशाल की तरह वो जल रहा था. एंड हिज हैंड रिमेन अनबर्न, एज इफ कि उसको कोई सेंस ही नहीं है कि उसका हाथ आग से जल रहा है, और इवन हिज हैंड वॉज अनबर्न, उसके हाथ को कुछ नहीं हुआ. Besides, I had not since put up my sword against the Capitol. I met a lion. और क्या, जब वो कैपिटल से गुजर रहा था उसको क्या दिखा? एक लायन. A lion was there standing, who gazed upon me and went surely by, without annoying me. And there were drawn upon a heap of 100 ghastly women. और क्या देखा कि वो जो लायन, वो बिल्कुल he just passed by him without disturbing Casca. And he saw a crowd of some 100 women. They were death pale. That means they have, as if they have seen something terrible, something very scary. Who swore they saw men all in fire walk up and down the streets. So what they have seen some men जो street के आगे पीछे जो roaming around in the street, and they were in fire. वो लोग जैसे पूरा आग से वो आदमी लोग जल रहा था. They were burning out up and down the streets. And yesterday the bird of night did sit even at noonday upon the marketplace. और yesterday क्या हुआ? The day before क्या हुआ? The bird जिसको generally night में देखा जाता है, noon में it was seen in the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let not men say these are their reasons, they are natural. तो क्या बोलते हैं? Walking up, when such things strange things occur all the time same, is of no use to say they are proceed from natural causes. मतलब जैसे ये जो unnatural things हो रहे हैं, जैसे men walking in fire, the lion roaming about, a lion roaming in the streets of Rome, some a common slave, his hand is burning, and some women, they have seen man walking in fire. So these are not natural things. A bird who generally is found at night sitting in the marketplace at noon. So these are some unnatural occurrence. So this unnatural occurrence, इसको हम लोग nature का law नहीं कर सकते. It's not a common thing. It's not a common law of nature. That means something bad is, something awful is going to happen in the country. In the future में कुछ बहुत बुरा होने वाला है. And these are the signs of those evil things that are going to take place in Rome. Cicero. Indeed, it's a strange disposed time, but men may construe things after their fashion. Clean from the purpose of the things themselves, some come Caesar to the capital tomorrow. तो क्या बोलते हैं? Indeed, these are strange times, but men may explain these things from their own perspective. तो जो भी हो रहा है, each and every person had their own view to explain this, and may arrive to conclusions quite different from the real purpose of. That means they had the different opinions. उनका conclusion अलग अलग हो सकते. Why these things are happening? They might have their own visions. They might have their own opinions, own explanations. Now, he's inquiring whether Caesar will come to the capital. Means these strange things are happening, so it should not make Caesar, it should not let Caesar be at home. He should come at the capital. Casca. He doth, for he did bid Antonius send word to you, he would be there tomorrow. तो क्या बोलता है? He will, for he asked Antonio to send you word to you. To understand, he will come because he had told Antonio to send some word, to send a message to you that he is coming to the capital. Cicero. Good night then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in. Let's bid each other good night and say this night is not favorable to walk. It's not a good sign to walk in this night, to be out in this night. Casca. Farewell, Cicero. He just bid him goodbye and left. एग्जिट सिजेरो एंटर कैशियस। तो सीन में अब क्या देखते हैं कि सिजेरो और कैस का चला जाता है, सिजेरो चला जाता है एंड अगेन कैशियस कम्स। हु इज देयर? कैशियस, Casca, a Roman. That means again this fellow is not answering his questions directly. वो तो बोल सकता था कि I'm Casca. No, he just gives his answer in a different way. He calls himself a Roman is there. Cassius, Casca by your voice. That means I can recognize you that you're Casca by your voice. Casca, your ear is good, Cassius. What night is this? Your ear is good, so that you have recognized my voice. You have recognized me by just listening to me. And see, just tell me what is this night? What kind of night is this? Cassius, a very pleasing night to honest men. If those who are honest, they should not be afraid of these signs of these unnatural occurring things. Casca, whoever knew the heavens men as so. That means you have good sense. That means the heavens have never been so threatening. इसका मतलब है कि जो heaven है, I've never seen it's so scary, so threatening before. Cassius, those that have known the earth so full of faults, for my part, I walked about the streets, submitting me unto the perilous night, and thus unbraced, Casca, as you see, have bared my bosom to the thunderstone. That means men have experienced a night like this when earth was full of faults as at present. That means these things have occurred before also when earth was full of wrong things, wrong people, disastrous happenings, some awful occurrence. But men have seen. But for the honest men, they should not be afraid. Because Casca, he tells that he's a very honest man, a very honorable man, and he is not afraid of these signs, these symbols. And he has bared open his chest and is roaming about in the streets because he's not afraid of these things, his naked breast exposed to all the thunderbolts. That means he is not at all afraid of these signs, and he has opened his breast and is moving about in the street. I did present myself even in the aim and very flash of it. That means I'm not at all scared of this. And he stood directly. He was standing there when lightning was occurring. जहाँ पे lightning हो रहा था, he was standing there bare with a bare breast. Casca. But wherefore did you so much tempt the heavens? Is a part of men to fear and tremble. That means it is he should not do this because it's a natural thing, and you should not stand in front of it or challenge it. It is a part of it's a human nature to be afraid of it, to be feel scary of it. When the most mighty God by tokens sends us dreadful heralds to astonish us. That means it's a part of human beings to be scared of it, to be afraid of such things when God is sending these messages, these signs, these symbols to us. Cassius, you're dull, Casca, and those sparks of light that should be in a Roman, you do want, or else you use not. That means you are dull, you are not clever enough. You are devoid of heroism, which every Roman is expected to possess. That means Roman should be a heroic in nature. He should be brave enough. Either you are losing it, or you yourself don't know, or you don't know to use it. You look pale and gaze, and put on fear and cast yourself in wonder, and to see the strange impatience of the heavens. That means you look pale, you look scared. The colors have gone from your face. You have such a pale face. You are afraid of such amazing things that are being sent from the heaven, from the sky. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these fires, why all these gliding ghosts, why birds and beasts from quality and kind, why old men, fool and children calculate, why all these things change from their ordinance. That means if you calculate that why these things are happening, the animals, the birds, they're behaving in a strange manner. This men, the ghost walking up and down the streets, the women, those who are watching the strange things, you are having some awful experiences. Now, why these things are happening? Their natures and performed faculties, to monstrous quality, why you shall find that heaven hath infused them with the spirits to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. That means these things are like some messages that have come to us that more than that means more fearful, more surprising things may occur in the future. It's like a warning that has been sent to us from the heaven, from the nature. How now could I, Casca, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night that thunders, lightens, opens graves and roads as doth the lion in the Capitol. A man no mightier than thyself or me, in personal action yet prodigious ground, and fearful as the strange eruptions are. That means. Now, he says, now Casca, I could name a man who is like this awful night. That person who is very strange, is very awful, like this dreadful night. Thunders like the cloud, flashes lightning of anger like the sky, open graves and roars like the lion in the Capitol. So he's roaring there just like a lion in the Capitol. He's no way superior. He's just like a common man, like Casca, you, like Cassius, like me. But now that he has gone very powerful, he has gone some changes and terrible, like these strange outbreaks of nature. So he has become as terrible as this nature. Now, Casca, 'tis Caesar that you mean? Is it not Cassius? Now, Casca just holds the hint and says that you are talking about Caesar, who has become such dreadful as this night, as powerful as this night. He has become as roaring as the roaring lion who is moving about in the capital. As the ghostly things that are occurring, he has become that much scary for Rome. People of Rome, this warning has been sent to the people of Rome. Cassius, let it be who it is, for Romans now have thews and limbs like their ancestors. Now let it be whoever it be. Now, what do I want to put? Now, what Cassius want to do is that we Romans, we have our hands, have legs, just like our ancestors. But woe the while our fathers' minds are dead, and we are governed with our mother spirits. That means our heart has become weak. We are not now governed by our father spirits. That means father is representing a very powerful character. Father, the man of the family. He is said to be the head of the family. So the power, the courage that a man should behold, that courage is missing. And now the people of Rome, like Casca, Cassius, they are ruled by their mother spirits. The mothers, the woman that signifies the soft-hearted person who cannot take a decision. That means the Cassius want to signify it, represent that that they have accepted Caesar as a ruler, and they are not trying to throw him out, or not trying to suppress him. They have become soft like women. Their heart has become soft. Their limbs have become soft like one of the women's. Our work and suffering show us womanish. That means they are suffering. That is, they are suffering under the rule of Caesar. That shows the womanish character of the Roman people who used to be courageous, who used to be brave like their ancestors. Casca. Indeed, they say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king. Now, Casca gives one more information that tomorrow, the next morning, when Caesar will come to the capital, the people will crown him the king. And he shall wear his crown by sea and land, in every place, save here in Italy. And by sea, land, in the presence of everybody, the nature, the people of Rome, he will be crowned the king of Rome. Cassius. I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. That means that time he says that he knows how to use his dagger that he's carrying. He very well knows how to free himself from the bondage of Caesar, from the bondage of life. Therein, ye gods, you make the weak most strong. Therein, ye gods, you tyrants do defeat. Nor story tower, nor walls of beaten brass, nor airless dungeon, nor strong links of iron can be retentive to the strength of spirit. That means there is no prison is made, no cage is there, no punishment is there, no brass or no metal is there that can control the spirit, that can keep the spirit in a cage. Spirit is free. Spirit is just free to fly. But life being weary of this worldly bars. So when this life become tired of this worldly bars, so this world has become like a prison, like a dungeon. Dungeon is a prison. Now, never lacks power to dismiss itself. That means each and every man has the power to free himself from the bondage of life. If he becomes tired of this worldly bars of this worldly happenings, then he has the power to free himself. The man may be weak, but at that time he gets a special strength. He has the power within himself to free himself. That part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure, thunder still. That means he has that power to make himself free from this tyrannical rule of Caesar. Still, thunders and lightnings are going on. Still, it's dangerous. Casca. So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity. That means each and every man has the power to free himself from the bondage of captivity. Casca says so. Cassius, and why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man, I know he would not be a wolf. Now Cassius, just say the other side. That I think Caesar, he's not going to be tyrant, he's not going to be a dictator or powerful person. Poor man, he's just like a poor man. And I don't think he will just turn into a wolf. But there he sees the Romans are but sheep. He is not a wolf, but we Romans are like a sheep. He were no lion, were not Roman hinds. Hence, those that with haste will make a mighty fire. Begin it with weak straws. What trash is Rome, what rubbish and what offal, when it serves for the base matter to illuminate. That means he is not a lion, but we are sheep. He is not a wolf, but we are like those innocent ships behaving. He is not a fire, but we are that weak things that slowly we are illuminating, slowly we are gathering the stock to build him a big fire. That means we are supporting little by little, he's getting the support of Roman people to become the most powerful man of Rome. So we are fueling that fire to be a big one. And this Rome is not like a trash, it's not like a rubbish for the base matter to illuminate. So vile a thing as Caesar, but to grief, where hast thou led me? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman, then I know my answer must be made. But I am armed, and dangers are to me indifferent. That means you must know that you are speaking that Casca. Now Casca says that. Now, Cassius, he ends up his speech by telling that he perhaps speaks, that he's speaking to a man, that he's speaking to a man, either that man is wants to free him from the bondage of Caesar or not, or he wants to be the slave of Caesar, then he shall have to pay the penalty. So he has spoken so much of Caesar that now, if Casca is not willing to free himself from the bondage, or if Casca is ready to be with Caesar, then he has to face the punishment. But he's armed. That means he has his dagger, he has his sword that would help him to free himself from this bondage. Casca, you speak to Casca, to such a man, there is no fleering telltale. That means you are speaking to Casca. He's a noble man, he never betrays his friend. That means he's never going to betray Cassius. Hold my hand, be factious for redress for all these griefs, redress for all these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who go furthest. That means you are with me now, I'm your friend, and I'm with you in all your aspects. Till you go, till the further you go, as long as you can go, what ambitions you have, what plans you have, I will be with you. So, children, I hope you have understood the speeches of Casca and Cassius, the lines, line by line, I have explained it. I hope you have understood this video, and I hope you will like it, share it, and subscribe it. So, the next class will progress with the scene and try to end up the scene in the next class. Thank you, children.